No, Barry Gibb did not write this song. Okay. And he also didn't write, if you're gonna go, you better go now. Go now, go now. And he didn't write Tuesday Afternoon. And neither did Paul McCartney. Okay. And neither did Bob Dylan, right? That's Blowing in the Wind. A black guy should have wrote that. No, whoever felt it should have wrote it. All right. Just because somebody feels something doesn't mean they have to have the same skin color as you. All right? It's just crazy, right? So I was sitting there and they put a thing of you. Barry Gibbs gets Kansas City Hunters a year ago. I ain't seen Barry in a while. I want to see how he's doing. All right, so I sit there. There go Dionne Warwick too. And so I'm sitting there. I saw Carole King like a year or two ago. And Paul Simon, yeah. And so, and Smokey Robinson, right? Yeah. We get older, you know. When I married Steffi, I was probably the best shape I could have been in at the time and stuff like that. So I was real good shape, looking pretty good and healthy. It didn't last long because the war broke out and it was exhausting. You just didn't have time to exercise or do anything real healthy. You were, go do this, go do that. Don't ask questions, don't ask why. Okay, fuck, this place sucks. Yeah, anywhere there's a bunch of people that will murder in the name of money, this place sucks, right? So wherever you're at, the people are all here and all they want to do is murder over money. Well, this place sucks, doesn't it though? I don't want a Kansas City Senator honor. I want to be in a place where people won't murder over money. Shit, can't even get through to Gloria Estefan. What about Emilio? I think she's in charge. Just kidding. It's funny. I know. But you're sitting there, man, and you know, I think when you find, if you think that everything that you're doing is great over money, and other people think they want to do the same thing, that's insidious and they never stop talking about it or want to be talked about. He's the greatest motherfucker of all time. I don't even think anybody ever fucked a mother like Wilt Norbert Chamberlain. Man was the greatest motherfucker of all time. Are you sure about that? What about Genghis Khan? I've seen videos on Genghis Khan. He's littler, but apparently he fucked a lot more mothers than Magic Johnson. Because Magic Johnson got an ego thing and tried to fuck more women than Wilt Norbert Chamberlain. Because he read his book, just like a lot of us dumbass motherfuckers back then did. Okay, should have read Bill Russell. Oh, Bill Russell's was a lot. Russell was just a better person than Chamberlain. Okay? He was just a better human being. Just by nature, by design. Okay? Chamberlain had ego problems. Okay? And Russell did not have ego problems. Okay? He knew what he had to do to get up and work together with others to take care of his family. But he didn't have an ego problem about it because he wasn't the best. Okay, Chamberlain was the best. Russell was a better teammate, which Russell said. That's why we beat him, because he was the best and I was a better teammate. And that's why I had 11 NBA championships and Chamberlain had 3, and I had 2 NCAA championships, and Chamberlain had none. I was just a better teammate. Okay? And, no, and that's not criticism of someone like Ralph Sampson. Ralph Sampson was a very good teammate. Okay? The other teams just had ways of, and gambling syndicates probably had a lot to do with it. Okay? Because everybody was betting a lot of money on the Big Moolie to win, and we're going to make sure that the Big Moolie loses to an Italian guy coaching in North Carolina. Yeah. So the Big Moolie, he didn't make it, and Clyde didn't beat him either. You know, they all lose, you know. And it's like, fuck. Are you sure that we're not having some Connie Hawkins going on here? Right? So you never know who had the best team in the history of the United States in sports. Okay? Because 5 bad calls with 5 bad refs, and 12-0 turns to 9-3, and you're bowling instead of playing in the playoffs. Well, that's horrible, isn't it though? Sucks, doesn't it? You get what you play for and you pay for. You know what sucks? Being the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer, being this type of man and spirit for 100,000 years, and everybody still wanting to be the best when I'm just a really good teammate, right? A blossom fell. Does anybody else like? I know Paul Anka likes Nat King Cole. We had a brief talk when he talked. I love Nat King Cole. Oh, they be too young. Did you get the idea to write Puppy Love from Too Young? Because they tried to tell us we're too young to really be in love. You know, he had such a wonderful. I agree, man. Connecting to old Paul there again. I totally agree, bro. I totally agree. No, don't get sensitive or overly, about people. Our ears, our nose, my nose has changed since I was a kid. My ears, not as much. My nose, yes. That can depend on a lot of your lifestyle and exposure to a lot more sun and stuff like that, and large doses and things like that, and reacting to it and stuff. So don't let any of that stuff bother you. We'll be better at personal health and and intellectual regard and health and understanding in the future, and your molecular structures in the future will have a more even healthy, charming, fun. Yeah, you can, when you write a song, you can just share it with people, and then not have to travel the world. And you and Diana will have 2 children, and a dog and a cat, and a rat and a rabbit, and a hat and a bat, and a 6'4" Impala with a Tesla engine. Right, there you go. Okay. What do we do with the tires? You know how they said those things with the tires on the big trucks that they're having so they don't blow out and get people killed so we can get all the stuff we need to make robots? Well, fuck the robots. Let's put those on the necessitated equipment to do things like farm work, because the more healthy and intelligent we can do farm work with invention, the healthier it is for all of us to have lives that are like, oh, they working me like a dog, Parsons, they work me like a dog, right? And so, we can play spades and talk shit, slice in and sneaky Pete, right? So, talking about the good old times, right? 1, 2. Yes, I have the Fugees on my hair. It was the only thing that got me through Albuquerque and staying later working at Guardsmark. Well, when Amy left, we could talk and stuff like that, but when Amy left, there was no one left to talk to, no Natty to, and all I had was VeggieTales and Pat Robertson for a month and a half. So I had a spliced piece of tape, okay? Inside a tape player I had to plug into the lighter. When they broke my window on my Petrie Buick, my Petrie Pontiac, right? Or Petrie Pontiac, they left the pink cassette player that I plugged into the lighter thing because I think they felt sorry for my ass. And so they didn't take my splice. It was only half a Fuji tape. So I only had like 4 songs I could listen to because it got ripped in half. And so I wanted to hear somebody say shit or fuck, right? The fuck, shit, So we used to be number 10 in the battle, lost my finger, right? So yeah, I was sitting there every day on the work. I would play that just to hear somebody say something other than praise the Lord and make more money, right? Well, because it was hard. I would sit there and we would watch TV, and it's hard because Dave, he'd get upset with me because we sit and we're watching the 700 Club, and this guy goes, there's archaeological evidence to prove that dinosaurs and human beings lived in the same time because we found footprints in riverbeds. And I was like, no, riverbeds change, and one could be going one and then another, and then it could have a riverbed over time. And then if the sediment, in order for the dinosaur footprint to be in what you think is a riverbed, it would have had to have dried out and then fossilized. And then the human one would, been, guys, if I go to a theater in Los Angeles and I put my boobies and my hands into I'm so young and they're so big, and put them into the thing, and then I sit there and say, does that mean me and Jane Russell were there at the same time? M to the A to the S to the K, put the mask on your face just to make the next day. You know what I'm saying? So I told him, I said, that doesn't know. He's a scientist. He should know that's wrong. That hypothesis is completely flawed and shouldn't be used as, I do that with lots of stuff all the time right on the spot. I've been this way my whole life. Mom and Mr. Udall were like, you'd make an excellent lawyer. Why? The judge would put me in jail, and then the United States government would try to kill me. Oh, I guess I am an excellent lawyer. Okay. I am. Damn, Earl, you're an excellent lawyer. Yes, I explain laws to people that don't understand laws. And what happens, then I get on house arrest, and everybody's like, well, let's make sure he dies a slow and depressing life so everybody knows not to behave like him, but life's eternal and grace is infinite. Yeah, that's why people pray to the likeness of me and JC, and not you and your cloning and your robots on the brain. That's why children love me and they don't like you. They have to love you. Why? Because I command them to. Okay? I'm the living command. How many people say they believe Jesus is their God and will not wish the Lord's Prayer and the love of my faith for Barack Obama, Donald Trump, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, and Pope Leo, and whoever's the current president of the Mormon Church, right? How many people, I love Jesus and he's my God because he paid for all my sins. Okay, well, let's wish that everybody lives the Lord's Prayer today. I don't want those motherfuckers living the Lord's Prayer next to me. I hate them. I wish they were dead. Okay, what would Jesus do? M to the A to the S to the K, put the mask on your face just to make the next day, right? I can still kind of dance. Okay, so, I will always be better than everybody watching these videos that doesn't stand up to live the truth of these videos lived and spoken by this man. Okay. Truth is a pathless journey. You can live the Lord's Prayer in Cucamonga, Kalamazoo, and LA too. It don't matter to me. It don't matter to me if you take up with someone who's got a longer schlong than me. I'm older but still hung, right? Me, oh God, no, they tried to rot my balls off. I could maybe get back to where I was back in 2017, but healthier. But we'll have to be patient and see if it can happen. But I'm not concerned about that. I'm not concerned about having sex with a superficial, mean person that compares me to people that she made money with while they mass murdered children and made propaganda money over it all those years ago. Right? I'm not concerned with that. That doesn't concern me in the slightest. How's Amy doing? I can't talk. Steffi doesn't. Patrick don't talk to me anymore in prayer. I don't talk to Natalie much because I want her to have a very calm and loving marriage. Same with Noah. Emily is upset and doesn't talk to me that much. Kate is strong. Crummy's inquisitive. And Amy doesn't want to be remembered as a bad person. And she told me that all the time in Sierra Vista. If you're the guy like Jesus, I don't want to be your Mary Magdalene. Right now, they're trying to make you into Lilith. Yeah, they're trying to make Lopez into Mary Magdalene. Me? I'm just me. Down at the railroad station, there's people getting on. Some are going north and some are going south. I'm just going, I ain't going to be gone. No. That's a song written by somebody that, was trying to be a good person, but was still making lots of money off of what he was saying. I don't think Charlie Pratt wrote that song, y'all. But yeah, he didn't. I don't know if he wrote a lot of songs. There are some, I'm not sure how many he wrote. Okay. He wasn't as known as much of a singer-songwriter as he was more as a singer. Like Dionne Warwick. Barry Gibb and Burt Bacharach wrote the songs. They just wrote them because I think, yeah, I know, Dionne will sing this better than me. Of course she will. Give Dionne the song. Why do you have to be a heartbreaker? There you go. Well, Dionne's going to sing it better. Of course she is. Do you know the way to San Jose? Dionne's going to sing it better. Yes. Walk on by. Dionne will sing it better than Burt Bacharach. Yes, she will. What about Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head? No, I'm thinking the kid from Arkansas would sing it better than Warwick. Me too. Yeah. What does Warwick think? I think Luther sings "A House Is Not at Home" better than me. I agree, but you sing it really good. That inspired him to sing it because he said, that's beautiful. I want to sing it beautifully too. Okay? But money sucks, and the Lord's Prayer is perfect. Long lay the world in sin and error pining. Oldest church, the oldest house in the USA. See it? See it? It's in the place where I was born. Well, the state of New Mexico. I was not born in Santa Fe. I was born in Las Casas Cruces, New Mexico, where they threaten to blow up everybody with nuclear weapons if we don't fucking kill over money. It's in the book of Revelation, you morons. Santa Fe? Oh, that, we'll just consider Las Cruces mi Bethlehem. And Santa Fe? I don't see Santa Fe as Nazareth. I see Santa Fe as kind of like, what was the place where they think they're Jerusalem? They ain't Jerusalem. But Nazareth, Sierra Vista. But I love y'all, all right? Okay, peace out. We'll talk later.